Hi everyone, it's Nicole here from Mama Elephant, and today I have a card featuring the brand new Zenith Borders stamp set. I've also incorporated the Thanks script die as well as a stamped greeting from the Mini Thanks Mama Elephant stamp set. To start my card, I have my card base here, and I'm going to take a border from the Zenith Borders stamp set and ink it up with the Mama Elephant Moonlight pigment ink. And I'm going to kind of line up those triangles along the bottom edge of my card. This is a really light gray ink. I wanted it to be somewhat subtle. I'm going to overlap what I just stamped a little bit to continue the design. And I'm going to stamp that about 3 times here along the bottom of the card. Again, overlap that just a little bit to continue the design. I'll ink it up one more time, and then I'm going to go along the top of the card, and I don't want to stamp the entire design, just a portion of it. I'm going to try to get that lined up as best I can, just eyeballing it. And there I have the base of my card design. Next, I am going to take some of the coordinating little triangle images from the Zenith Borders stamp set and ink them up with the Posh Pink, Coral Burst, and Lemon Grass Mama Elephant pigment inks and fill in some of the background design with these. It's going to be kind of random, definitely isn't going to have any sort of pattern to it. I just want to fill in some of the triangle shapes to add some color to the background of my card. One of the best things I think about these border stamp sets or background type stamp sets like this, background builders, is how versatile they are, how many different types of cards you can create with them, all kinds of different styles, all kinds of different colors. There's just so many things you can do with them, and they're just really, really versatile. I purposely chose some kind of bright inks, things that maybe I don't normally go for. I was trying to go for a really bright, vibrant look, and I ended up really loving how this card turned out. Mostly because once I had all the background put together, I am going to use some of these, or I'm going to use all of these same pigment inks here, the 3 bright ones, the Posh Pink, Coral Burst, and Lemongrass, to ink up my title. And it just ties the whole thing together really nicely, I think. So I'm going to finish filling in all of these little designs, and then we'll move on to the greeting. I'm going to grab that scripty greeting that is really intricate, awesome cursive greeting from Mama Elephant. They have several different ones. I'm going to use the thanks for this particular card. And it will fit really nicely there where I've left room in those borders or in the background stamping specifically for my greeting. And then to kind of finish it out, I'm going to stamp the phrase with some black ink. So it's going to be thanks for the gift. And I like using a combination of dies and stamping for greetings. This is definitely going to add to the card since so much of it is very flat. All of the stamping is on the actual card base itself, so it almost could be a single layer card. I'm die cutting the greeting 3 times, and this is because I want it to have some dimension, almost to mimic the look of a chipboard style title. So I've die cut it 3 times from some white cardstock. Go ahead and set that aside for a second. And I'm going to pop out all those little inside pieces and grab a craft mat here to work on so that I don't get ink on my work surface. I'm going to take, like I said earlier, those 3 pigment inks that I just used, the Posh Pink, Coral Burst, and Lemongrass, and I am going to apply those with some little sponge daubers. And I love using these because they give a little bit more precision application than maybe an ink blending tool or something. They're not as big, they fit on the end of your finger, and you can just pick up that pigment ink and dab it right on. This would work with lots of different inks. I love pigment ink because it stays wet a little bit longer and it blends pretty nicely. I started with the Posh Pink, then I'm adding the Coral Burst. I'm going to fill in a little more pink there where I covered up some of it. And then finally, just along the bottoms, very, very lightly, I'm going to add that lemongrass. So there is my scripty thanks word that perfectly matches my background now. I'm going to go ahead and apply all three of these, one on top of another, with the inked one being on top, of course. I'm using the Zig glue pen to just add little dots of glue all across that scripty greeting, then just very carefully lining it up, pressing that together really well. This is one of my favorite ways to get a really nice dimensional look with a die cut greeting. Go ahead and pop out all those little pieces from my last one. We'll glue this one in place and then I can attach it to my card. Go ahead and glue that again with the Zig glue pen. I'm going to use an acrylic block to hold that in place just while the glue sets and dries. And I'm going to finish my card by using some Ranger Matte Medium to adhere a scattering of Pretty Pink Posh sequins throughout the card design. Gives it a little sparkle and shine and a little bit of fun embellishment, and fills in any of those white space areas that maybe needed just a little bit of something. But a very quick and easy and simple thank you greeting card. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing the brand new Mama Elephant Zenith Borders stamp set. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.